If you can successfully hide a part of yourself, have a good life, employment, faith, and family, why would you change? What would make you risk it all? What price would you pay to be authentic? What was happening at that time that you really needed this acceptance?
It goes back to my physiological makeup. I am what's called an intersex person. Both names are on my birth certificate. Both male and female is checked for sex on my birth certificate.
Larry knew he didn't have a choice. He knew that even at the age of 4, he wanted to be Lisa.
And they're saying, no, we've decided that you're going to be Larry and you're going to have the surgery.
Larry had to have the female part sewn up, so Lisa would be put away for good.
And you're going to learn to live as a guy, and life will be fine. Just don't think about life as a girl. That was home plate. The stairs, in front of the stairs were home plate. There's some windows behind the tree that she finally had to grow to try to stop all the balls from going through her windows, but we probably broke 20 of her windows or so.
You liked hanging out with the guys? That was more fun?
It was what my parents expected. I hung out with Janet a lot too. She had a nice dollhouse and things like that.
How did it end?
Not very well. It ended with my coming home one day and finding a moving van in the driveway. She didn't want to be married to someone who didn't know who they were. That ended in my thought, my promise to her. And when that happened, then I decided I was going to see about being Lisa and see if I'd be accepted as Lisa.
As Larry's marriage was ending, he decided to do what anybody would do when they're trying to come out as a woman for the first time. Show up in a conservative neighborhood in Los Angeles, Brentwood.
I showed up wearing women's clothing.
Did they say, wait a second,
Yeah,
Larry?
last week you were Larry, yes. What's happening? Yeah, there was a lot of that the first couple months. I'm not sure what they thought. I guess they thought that I was transgender and wanted to be Lisa instead of Larry.
But you're already Lisa.
That's right, but they didn't know that.
Why'd you pick cycling to emerge?
It was the safest part of my life to do that, because I see the major parts of my life was work. If I did it at work, I could get fired. Church, there I was for, at that time, 25, 26 years. I could be asked never to come back. I said, I'm not going to tell you my name, but I'm interested in dressing as a woman instead of a guy. And they said, oh, we're all for it. We're all for our employees. Anything we could do to support our employees. And I said, has anyone else transitioned that you know about? No. Well, how do you know we'd be so accepting if it hasn't been done before? And they said, well, we talked about what-if scenarios. And I said, well, what about our client? And so she called, and I don't know what she said, but 20 minutes later she called me back and said, they'll go for it. That was on a Thursday, and the next Monday I came to work as Lisa.
When did you feel like the biggest
when Cedric allowed me to be Lisa at work.
Why is that?
Because I got to be me 24/7.
Only a year before Lisa agreed to talk with me, she put her faith to the test. I mean, literally. She walked into one of the largest Presbyterian churches in LA, a church she had attended for 25 years, was even married there, and walked in as Lisa.
You know, it's my spiritual family. I've been there for 30 years. I've served on the elder board. I have been chairman of a half a dozen committees, pastoral search committees. I've worked with high school students. I've worked with college students. I coordinated the young marrieds class. And hopefully I'll be accepted by more and more people as, you know, the years go on. I thought it was going well for a year and 4 months when I was asked to leave because the client didn't want me anymore after 7 years of being there, 6 as a guy and a little more than a year as a woman. They just didn't want me. I went to a women's group. One of the associate pastors came up and said, "May I speak to you?" And I said, "Sure, go ahead." And he went, "No, out of the room." And I went, "Sure." They walked me out of the fellowship meeting, told me I shouldn't be there.
What reason did they give you?
Because I'm not fully a woman.
As the training season progressed, Lisa led her team on a training ride from Santa Clarita to Ventura, a 100-mile ride. Lisa did what she always did. She showed up and led her team. But on the inside, it was a different story. Lisa was quietly planning on quitting the ride she'd been training so hard for.
I knew she had lost her job, and I knew she'd been volunteering with us, but as far as indicating to any of us, it wasn't until a little later that we found out that she was actually not planning on doing the ride.
Was there something more that she was quitting? I wondered if she was quitting on herself.
Carrie wrote me the nicest email back saying, "Yeah, I'm fine, but I could tell you're not."
Said, "You know, I'm just going to write this email in one take. I'm not going to change anything after I write it. I'm just going to tell her how I really feel about it."
If you want to disenroll from the program altogether, I'll very much miss you as a training ride leader. One thing I won't ever do is dismiss you as a friend.
Brody, but she's always going to be part of this community, a big part of this community, and a part of this community that the people that come after her will be brave enough to be who they are.
It was every day. We were just super excited to press the refresh button and see how far it had gone.
Oh my God, it was exciting. It was just like, oh my God, she's up more money. Because it was on Facebook and people kept posting it.
Remember that every time I refreshed her page, the number was higher.
Some fantastic people donated their hard-earned money so I could ride. I'm just blown over. It's totally amazing.
And how many more weeks until ALC?
3.
Wow.
And I'm gonna have to get ready for it. I've been biking, but
Ridiculous amount of time and energy, and you're volunteering it to people who love you, and you've changed their world.
my spirit was soaring. I was going, "Lisa, this is you. This isn't someone else. This is you. This is happening to." We're on day 1. It's orientation.
It's cold. What the hell? It's California. It's not supposed to be cold.
Is it supposed to be windy today, Lisa?
That was supposed to be a tailwind. Park. We went on Cypress Street, and we passed both the church I was an associate pastor at, and where I had my Kids of the Kingdom group. We passed that house too. So it was like homecoming ride today. Mr. Mark told me for 3 years, wouldn't you rather go somewhere else where they don't know you as Larry? And I wanted to have God change the people's hearts, but that wasn't occurring in 3.5 years, so